What's going on? My name is David Page and I am a professional guitarist and singer. My wife Stephanie and I work on cruise ships pretty regularly, and I have a really funny story about an audition that did not go our way. So I read the breakdown and they were looking for pop rock vocalists, and that fits what Stephanie and I do to the T. I mean, we play in bands, we do pop songs, we do rock songs, we do songs from all different eras of music, and so it seemed like a perfect fit. Some of the songs included in the breakdown were even songs that we perform with the student body or as a duo. So for the pop song, I chose to sing The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson, which was on their list. The way you make me feel. And then they told me to bring a song of my choice, and I chose Cold as Ice by Foreigner. Now, wearing what I would normally wear for a gig, I wore that to the audition. I wore my black Chelsea boots, I wore my black leather jacket, all out for the rock look. Stephanie had on her boots and her jacket too, and even the red lipstick, and we had the rocker look down. We were so psyched about going into this audition. Now, when we arrived at this dance studio, we didn't really know what to expect, but when I walked into a room filled with 100 women who were clearly dancers in their dance leotards and their dance shoes, they're all getting ready in this holding room. I really didn't feel like that was the place that I was supposed to be, and so instead of hanging out in the holding room, I waited in the hallway. As I was waiting in the hallway, our group of singers were called to go do our auditions. And it was me and Stephanie and 20 other singers. Stephanie was number 20, I was number 21, out of 22. Every single person in front of us sang Suddenly Seymour. Suddenly Seymour. Suddenly Seymour. And I had the sneaking suspicion that this audition wasn't really meant for me. Also, all of the other vocalists were dressed in some sort of pastel top, something bright, something positive and uplifting. And meanwhile, Stephanie and I are in the blackest of blacks that we own. So after the 20 people before me all sang Suddenly Seymour, then it was our turn. Stephanie went first, and I could hear her singing her ass off in there. She sounded so good, so strong. I was really proud of her. And Stephanie finished, she came out another door, and I went into the entrance. As soon as I walked in, I introduced myself, and I gave the accompanist the sheet music for my songs. First thing they asked me when I was done was, "So that was your wife in here just a moment ago, correct?" I said, "Yeah," and they're like, "You come from more of the rock band side of things, is that right?" I said, "Yep." And I was fully expecting that perhaps they were looking for casting a rock show or something like that, but they informed us that the musicians are cast by an entirely different company and they don't have any of the contact information, so thank you very much for coming. You don't need to stay for the dance call. Have a great day. Now, despite the fact that we were not offered a gig that day, and despite the fact that I couldn't have possibly been more in the wrong room, it was a really good learning lesson. It was an opportunity for me to really embrace who I am as a rock singer and to learn that there are gigs that are meant for me and there are gigs that aren't meant for me. But we're constantly working because we are constantly searching for the gigs that are right for us. So I thought I would share that story because it's really funny and it's kind of an awkward story, but I'm grateful for the work that we have, and during this season where we are between contracts and trying to find our next gig, it seemed like an appropriate story to share. You don't book every gig you audition for, and you're not right for every gig. So just keep going out there, keep on auditioning for the things that you want, keep on showing up as yourself, and you will book the right gigs. Anyway, Stephanie and I are pretty excited because in a couple of weeks we are headed off to the Carnival Vista for our next contract, but today we are auditioning at that same studio for a completely different gig, potentially for the future. So keep auditioning, keep putting yourself out there. We're gonna keep doing the same. We'll see you in the next video.